So we're going to start on our backs with one block, keeping the feet on the ground, the knees bent. Slide the block on the lowest level underneath your sacrum, lower back. I'll give you a few options here. You can either bring the hands to a soft cactus, planting the feet firmly on the earth, just elongating and supporting the sacrum. Once you settle into this posture, if that feels okay for your back, you can go ahead and walk your feet a little bit wider than the edge of the mat, knees working towards each other. They don't have to touch. And keeping the eyes closed, I want you to go ahead and move the knees now away from one another. Just noticing that small change that might have happened on the iliosacral crest. Then move them back towards one another again. Just do that a few times, moving very slowly. Pelvis is connected by these two bowls on either side that join right at the sacrum. So when we draw awareness to our hamstrings, our thighs, our lower back, and psoas, we start to see that these joints that are held in place by ligaments, tendons, tissues really need utmost love, utmost care, and especially on Monday, lunar days. This is the energy, the time to do that, to give the utmost loving care to your hips, to your lower back, to your body. Start to walk your feet now, keeping the eyes closed underneath your knees. So feet, ankles in line with your knees. And then extend your left heel in front of you, keeping that right leg grounded. You might start to notice here after a few moments the left front of your hip, that's psoas, QL wraps around. I feel a little bit of a release or feedback happening. It's okay if the leg does not extend all the way. It's just an indication that our body has tightened up or constricted itself. So just be really, really kind to your left side hip right now. Take a deep breath to inhale. Let your belly rise. And then on your exhale, very slowly, plant the left sole of the foot on the ground and slide that left foot back in. Then pause, letting your sacrum realign. Almost as if you're plugging your hip socket back in. And then we'll switch sides. Leave your left big toe pressing on the ground. Slowly extend your right heel in front of you. And if you need to keep that right leg a little bit bent, absolutely do that. And this takes a few moments here to feel that release happening right on the front of your hip flexor, your QL. Notice if your left thigh bone wants to veer out and see if you can keep it internally rotating. Slowly start to extend, if you can, your left leg to be the right. Flex both feet. So now we're opening up. Front of the pelvis might feel this very deeply. If it's too much, bend your knees and back off just a little bit. I want you to think about internally rotating your hip bones in towards one another. And what you might feel is a very deep elongation happening on the front of your pelvis. That's really allowing your Tadasana, your alignment for that posture to plug in. Take a deep breath to inhale through the nose here, filling up slowly. And then on your exhale, let the soles of the feet slowly start to scrub the ground and bend your knees back as you exhale. You might feel like if your lower back kind of did like a rubber band pulling back, right? So let that settle in. And then we'll take Viparita Karani, taking the legs up to the ceiling. So bring that deoxygenated blood back. Might feel really good to put a little bit of pressure. Feel that pressure of the block underneath you. Flex your big toes, flex your feet. This just helps to release the spine. If it feels good to you, you could even make a little side to side movement. Bend your knees now to your chest. Again, one vertebrae at a time. Lift your hips up as you plant your feet. Roll down one vertebrae at a time. And then we're going to take the block that has been underneath your lower back, place it in between your thighs, squeezing the block, and then bring your legs up 90 degrees. So you might feel some heat already happening. Take your hand and make sure that that lower back is not coming off of the ground, just to maintain neutral spine here. So again, also firing up the core, still in that manipura, still in that fire, without increasing the heat too much. Now we're going to lift the arms up overhead. So taking the arms up overhead, just slightly off of the ground. Keep lengthening your tailbone, pressing the back of your crown into the earth. And again, you might feel a lot of heat, a lot of strength in your core here. Your legs might be shaking. So notice if your heels are going up to the ceiling. Try to see if you can keep your knees and your ankles in line with one another. So just see if you can lower the heels a little bit more. And then take your hands now, place it on top of your thighs, and I want you to resist your thighs. So push your thighs into your hands into your thigh bones. Might not feel like you're doing much, might not look like you're doing much, but you can actually feel quite a lot happening here. And this is the same position as chair pose, right? Just taking this in a different angle. Take the arms back overhead one more time. Elongate. Feel free to close your eyes. We'll add the Sahan Kriya here. Inhale, leaving feet where they are, squeezing the block in between. Crown to base. Exhale, hands to the thigh bones. Exhale as you push your thighs into your hands. Breathing in, arms reach up overhead, moving light, radiance, electromagnetism, genius, down the spine. Exhale, hum. Distribution of that intelligence as you press your hands into the tops of your thighs. Again, breathing in, arms go up overhead. Stretch the breath. Breathing out, hum. Distribution of that intelligence going to become spacious. Pause here and take both knees over to the left side. Keep the block in between your legs. Unfold your right arm over to the right side. Left hand to the outside of that right side thigh. Notice what that feels like to have a block in between, something supporting you. Reaching the arm out, shoulder, wrists, fingers, all in line. Draw that right hand to your shoulder, right elbow up to the ceiling. Roll over to the left side and neutralize your spine. And then very slowly, take your time, roll back onto your back. Keep the block in between your thighs. Legs strong, heels in line with your knees. And then shift your booty over to the left side. Both knees over to the right side. Right hand to the outside of the left thigh, left arm out to the side. Close the eyes. Back to that central line of energy. Brahmanadi Line. And then take your time, left hand to the left shoulder, draw that left elbow over to the right side. Pause for a moment here. Push down on that left hand and then come up to a comfortable seat. You can take this block and use it as a seat if you'd like. We'll take a round of bhastrika today, which is bellows breath, right? So a little bit different than Kapalabhati. Kapalabhati, it's just focusing on the exhalation, where the belly pushes out as you exhale. Bhastrika, you pump the inhalation and pump the exhalation through the nostrils. So it is a double whammy here. And that's meant to start to generate some heat in the body to alleviate any stagnation that might be there. Two different places for your hands. You can either interlace your fingers and place them on your belly to help pump, 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 or you can take the arms wide into a V, extend the thumbs up, all four fingers pointing in towards the pads of the hands. We'll take a round of 27. So feeling free to inhale through the nostrils, belly pushes out. Exhale. Both the inhalation and the exhalation are focused on here, exclamated. Start to slow the breath down now. Inhale a part of the way. Lace the thumbs overhead like you're capping a soda bottle. Draw the chin to the chest. Jalandhara bandha, slight chin lock. Feel a little lift of your pelvic floor. Mula bandha. Abdomen draws in and up. Uddiyana bandha. I'm taking this triple lock here to help energize the spine. When you cannot inhale anymore, exhale through the nostrils. Float your head on top of your shoulders, back to the hands to the tops of the knees. And just pause. Just take a moment, scan your body, notice how you're feeling. Sometimes less is more. You don't always have to take a second round. And so if you feel like you've been very heightened all day, if you feel like you've been a little bit more stimulated, I would recommend just sitting and closing the eyes, just letting the breath do the work. If you'd like to take a second round of bhastrika, take the arms either into a V or on your belly. We'll breathe in a part of the way, belly pushes out, and then begin to pump. Pumping, 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 pumping. Start to slow the breath down. Breathe in a part of the way, lace the thumbs overhead, draw the chin to the chest, Jalandhara bandha. Little lift of your pelvic floor, Mula bandha. Abdomen draws in and up, Uddiyana bandha. And then take your time exhaling out all of that air through the nostrils. Look back to the hands to the tops of the knees. Let's pause for a moment. When we deal with the subtle shifts of energy within us, you don't have to do much. You just have to observe and align. Stretch the arms out to the side. Inhale, let the palms face up. Keep very intimate here as you visualize that line of energy moving from crown to base. Exhale, interlace your fingers. Hum, let your palms press away from your body, round your chest. Breathing in, opening up to receive light, radiance, magnetism. Breathing out, interlace your fingers, hum, feeling this gentle distribution. Breathing in again, palms face up. Feel your body, your sits bones connect down to the earth. Spaciousness through the front of the chest. Exhale, back body pulls out. Reach your palms up now overhead, biceps long by your ears. Press your palms high to the ceiling, root your tailbone down. Stretch the breath into the side ribs, the intercostal muscles. Take a gentle twist over to the right side and backstroke your left hand behind you. Left hand on right knee, right hand behind you, rather. Grow the spine long here on your inhale, and then wrap the ribs around the axis of your spine on the exhale. Stay here. Take that right arm long by your ear. Keep your right sit bone pressing down. Reach your right arm up and over by the ear. Take your right hand now behind the head and direct your right elbow up to the ceiling. Just creating some spaciousness in the upper ribs, fourth and fifth rib. Relax the jaw. Take that right arm, cross it over your left knee, round back into your sits bones, crossing at the elbows. Draw your chin to your chest. And then slowly rock forward onto your sits bones, feeling that length of the spine. Keep your elbows where they are. Maybe we hold on to the shoulders. And moving inside of your breath, inside of the body. Keep lengthening the shoulders away from your ears. Option to move the hands back to back. Only if that feels good. Or palm to palm. Never an end goal. Always just respecting the boundaries of our bodies. Tune into the breath. The breath will give you that feedback. So if you're struggling to get a full, complete breath in any posture, that is your indication. And then we'll take the arms out to the side again, unfolding slowly. Inhale, let the palms face up. Exhale, let your palms this time reach up overhead. Press the palms high to the ceiling, root your tailbone down. Stay intimate here. Everything pulling into that central line of intelligence. Shushamnanadi, the gateway. Plugging in. Inhale. The spine long. Exhale, gentle twist around the axis of the spine to the left side. Right hand on left knee. Backstroke that left hand behind you. Let it feel delicious. Right? So many times we're caught up with, am I doing this right? Am I looking? We're so caught up with the perfection of the pose. We miss the beauty and the magic of what's happening and unlocking inside the body. Deep breath to inhale here. And then exhale, wrap your ribs deeper around, only if it doesn't compromise the breath. What's a good way to remember this? If you're here practicing this class, paying attention to the fullness and deepness of the breath, that will expand your life. Take that left arm long by your ear. Keep rooting your sit bone down. And then stretch the breath here. Never taking it for granted. Right? The postures, the ligaments, muscles, they will expand as long as the breath is full. It's all a process. And then take that left hand behind your head. Let your left elbow open up. And we know this because our bodies, just think about when you first wake up in the morning. You open your eyes, or when the alarm hits, we're not like, usually most people aren't excited to jump out of bed, right? We wake up gradually. It's a process. And by the afternoon, by the evening, we're fully awake. By late evening, we're ready to wind down. But it is a process. Take your time now. Take that left elbow, cross it over your right knee. Rock back into your sits bones. Feel your shoulder blades spread apart. And these might not seem like they are very big, grandiose movements, but what they're actually doing is opening up all of the other ligaments and tissues, all of the fascia, so that way we can get going. Get going on the inside, not necessarily the outside. When we create space in the body on the inside, the outside matches it. Take your time as you rock back onto your sits bone. Feel that little lift of your pelvic floor, and then move the elbows on top one another. Left elbow on top of right. Hold onto your shoulder blades. Draw your shoulders down. Maybe you work the backs of the hands towards one another. Relax the head. Shake the head like a wide sage here. Maybe they move towards each other, palm to palm, not at the expense of the shoulders coming up to the ears, of losing the breath, or of popping out of the pose. When the ego wants to take over, let the essence of your soul, your jiva, drive the car instead. Unwind the arms, take your time now, and then we'll circle the arms around and up. Inhaling, you're gathering and pouring all of that intelligence into you. Exhale, palms down the midline of the body. Pause, heart center. And invoking all of the auspicious energy, beginning of slowing down, the process of patience, of waiting for the flowers to bloom inside. There's something that you are wanting to bring into your practice today. Go ahead and hold that intention in the heart center. If you'd like to offer up your practice, maybe in gratitude, you can also do that. Just taking a moment of silence, honor. We'll draw the chin to the chest. Pause for a moment here. And let's extend that right leg out to the side. So staying grounded and still lifting. It's a variation on Janu Sirsasana. We're going to take both hands to frame, one on either side, and then direct your torso towards that front leg. I like to make sure that I have a strap handy. Now, a few things to say about this posture. If you have a hard time sitting with your sit bones, you can always sit on a blanket. That does take a little pressure off of the sit bones. If you know that about yourself, give yourself the opportunity. The reason why when we start to speed up and go faster in more complicated, complex asanas, when we jump ahead to that without refining and knowing what our body temple is, then we're actually doing a disservice, right? So always giving your anatomy the opportunity. Make sure your props are handy, one hand on either side. Now very slowly lift your heart. I want you to find that central line. So stacking your hips in line with your shoulders. Now take the arms straight up. Right? That gives you the information of, oh, okay, this is where I'm at. Take a moment as you hinge forward. When you start to feel that information, that feedback, pause. You'll know what I'm talking about because your body will start to speak to you. Keep that right leg flexed. One hand on either side. Throw your spine long, always reaching the heart forward. Now I want you to pause here because we have a few options. Now, if you peek up at the screen, you'll notice that my heart is forward. I'm not rounding or collapsing. If I'm collapsing into my back, that actually puts more pressure in my lower back rather than elongating. Few options. You can bring your forearms down to the earth. If your forearms don't quite reach the ground, you can always use your blocks to prop up on either height. 3 different heights. When we get really good at accepting ourselves and where we are, we take the shame out of where our practice is. We take the, I need to be. Another option I'm going to show you, and again, this is just you getting really clear with yourself, is to use a strap. Now, once again, I'm going to show you what not to do. this is usually what happens. We use the strap and we're like, oh my God, so close to my foot, I could taste it. It's right there, right? But the alignment is off. So we always want to find that length. I'm not a big fan of using the strap because most people actually overdo it and overextend. So my recommendation for you, depending on where you are to use the blocks. Now grow the spine long here. Find that place where you can lift your heart and then lengthen forward. Might even take the hands on the outside of the ribs, lift and fold. And I like taking days to break these drills down because as we start to incorporate, these drills are so important in the flow, not just of life, but also in the flow of, oh my goodness, I can have a little bit more spaciousness without necessarily being aware of how much room you've given yourself in your back body. Right? So these powerful kriyas, powerful asanas, it's not just static, it's not just sitting here and holding. See if you can close your eyes and direct sa and hum to anywhere that you're feeling sensation in your body. And if it feels comfortable for you, you might even close the eyes. The ability to stay consistent and to sustain is the true practice, right? Not just hopping in and out, not just jumping in and out of a posture or a bind, but our ability to practice patience and breathing through each challenge, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, gives us the tools for when we're off the mat. So I always like to say, yoga is a life practice. It's not a class practice. When we integrate into our lives from the practice that we do show up for on the mat, when you really fine tune and let the essence of what yoga truly is, the yoking, the yuj, the surrendering of our limited capacity, our limited egoic mind to the greater intelligence that's already inside of you, then that's when genius happens. That's when your highest self downloads what may have been once thought in your mind as completely inconceivable. Take your time now, whichever variation you're in. If you're on the blocks, keep growing the spine long. Come back to that sa and hum. And if you're on the blocks, we're going to take a little twist here today. You might peek up at me for this. Depending on which height of the block, I'm going to take my right hand, place it to the outside or the inner side of the block, and I'm going to take my strap, loop it around, if it's not already looped, around the ball of that foot, of my right foot, rolling my left arm long by my ear. I'm going to roll my shoulder on top, keeping the arm long. This is a very deep side opener. If your arm is bending, give yourself a little bit more strap, right? When we start to notice the nuances, the ability, for instance, this is not a goal. This should not be a goal for anyone. My body just feels really good and I can breathe fully when I'm able to extend. But this should not be a goal for you. A goal should be, where can I breathe fully? Then close the eyes. Right? Let your breath navigate that heart center and see if you can actually find in this posture your extended side angle. right? Because this is extended side angle. It's the opening of the side body, the rotation of the heart up to the ceiling. Can you find that? You start to see all of these poses very similar. And you can understand and identify, oh my goodness, this is no different than extended side angle. Then you become in touch with the essence of each posture, not just the shape. Now take your time, look down wherever you are. Release that strap very slowly. Let your left hand come down towards the left side. You're going to feel this left side start to come back, move slowly here as you stack your left shoulder on top of the right, and then pause. Might feel a very warming, hot sensation anchoring back. Take your right leg now, meet your left. And before we switch sides automatically, right, there's always a little bit of a counter release. Just come to Baddha Konasana, hold onto your ankle bones here, grow the spine long, little release of the lower back. Keep the jaw relaxed, might even curl the lips. Check in with your nervous system. Check in with your breath. Check in with your shoulders. And then come straight back up. Let's take that left ear over to the left side, right side shoulders heavy. Draw your left shoulder down diagonally, opening up the back of the neck. Tilt the left, sorry, your right, tilt your chin up diagonally towards the right side. And then we'll do the same thing on the opposite side. Right ear over to the right side shoulder, left shoulder heavy. Tilt your chin diagonally up, left side. Tilt your chin diagonally down. Chin to the chest, release the back of the neck. And then very slowly stack your head on top of your shoulders. Pause. And then we trade one leg out for the other. Slowly extend that left leg. One side is always a little bit more user friendly or has a little bit more information to give us. So, for instance, if on this side you'd like to take your blanket, you have a second blanket, or depending on what's going on, for me, I need to place a blanket underneath. And then once you're situated in your Janu Sirsasana, taking that right heel in, take one hand on either side, and then I want you to rotate your spine. So there's a little bit of this lift and rotate. Flex your left toes. And then make sure your props are handy, especially if you have favorite blocks or paper. Keep growing the spine long, so there's a little lift. And then I want you to check in with the front of your rib cage. Are you too far forward, right? So are we adjusting? Can we find that twist without the front ribs popping up? Good. And then take the hands straight up. That feedback is going to come in right away. That information is going to come in right away. You might even feel that front leg and hip flexor that we were trying to release earlier, might feel that engaged. That's actually what we want. And now take your time, very slowly start to hinge forward. Little feel of your core. This is why we fired up your Manipura, your core strength. Keep reaching till you feel and receive that feedback when the hands go down. And then pause here, setting yourself up to simply be. This is one of those reasons why I prefer to use the blocks. I recommend using blocks rather than, as I said, I'll show you here with the strap. I'm trying to round forward and pull ourselves in. When you can find expansion in every single pose, even in twists and binds, then you're experiencing the essence of what the pose is supposed to do. Okay? Even B.K.S. Iyengar, one of the founding fathers of yoga, and where we get Iyengar yoga, the use of props, the ability to breathe fully, always said you should be able to maintain any pose for at least 32 minutes. And this is what he meant by that. With the use of props, the use of the breath, the body will know where to guide. Keeping the back of your neck long, your jaw at ease. Look for you to close your eyes here. Lengthen your spine. Where can you create spaciousness on the side? Maybe for you today, it's practicing compassion. It's not beating yourself up on the side, going, why are you more flexible than the other side? Or why are you tighter than the other side? Right? Maybe it's the lesson in this posture is being a little bit softer, a little bit kinder, receiving your own. We don't get really good at doing that and have it become second nature. There's no way it's going to translate off the map to anybody else, even the people that we love dearly. It has to become so innate, so second nature. And the only way to have that happen is to practice it. Practice and surrender. Practice and surrender. Maybe you take the option to lift your ribs, just as we did on the opposite side, lift and lengthen. It's always a great way. If I were to assist you, I would literally lift your ribs and give you that little bit of elongation. Do the same thing. You can also do it with yourself. Inhale to lift, lifting the side ribs, and then exhale. That does tend to elongate a little bit more. Finding that place of breath. And then notice if the shoulders are up by the ears. If you are grimacing your face, if you can't wait to pop out of this posture, can't wait to pop out, then come back to a place where you can maintain. Every single athlete, and I have my colleagues, my yoga colleagues in mind, right? Every single one of us, the only way to become proficient at practicing is learning the drills, practicing the stillness, and surrendering to when we need to be patient. It's not overnight. So if you see a glimpse of a photo or a glimpse of a video, there is so much more training, so much more dedication behind that. And the dedication is inward. So finding your inward dedication, connect to that higher realm. Inhale, saw. Connecting to pure light, pure love, pure radiance. Hum. Feeling it distribute anywhere you're feeling sensation in your body right now. 2 more times like that. Inhaling, saw, light, healing, genius. Hum. Feeling it distribute anywhere that your body on the side is feeling a little tight, restrictive. Inhale, saw. Exhale, hum. Slowly, with resistance, take your left hand, place it on your right inner block, the block on the inside. And then hopefully your strap is handy. Hasn't gone too far. You loop it around your left foot. And then let the strap do the work for you. Start to lengthen the arm. I like to prop my left arm on this block here. And then find that place where the right side of your ribs, right intercostal muscles, armpit, the neck is long. Keep your strap and the arm slightly in front of your face. And then find in this posture, find your extended side ankle, right? So this is exactly why this left hand is pushing down and that right arm is long by your ear. And then find the place where you can breathe freely, as if we were holding this for 32 minutes. We're not. The essence of the practice isn't about moving from posture to posture to posture. You might turn your head down, you might turn your head to the side. Notice the movement, the micro movement, the subtle movement that's elongating on that right side. Get really, really good at observing the inner workings of your body so you're not bypassing it when it is in flow. Right? It's an art form. To observe yourself, to observe the inner workings. This is yoga. Anything else is a spiritual bypass or an exercise class. Take a deep breath to inhale. And then slowly let go of your strap by taking that top hand and very slowly reaching it over to the right side. Let your head be heavy. Okay, so that brings synovial fluid to the right side joint. Let your head be heavy and let this arm start to roll your body up. You're going to feel the lats. Might even feel a little lightheaded. That is normal. Take a moment here, pause, and then draw that left foot in. Grab your strap. We're going to take Tadasana, not Tolasana. Tolasana is scale pose where you lift your hips up, and Tadasana is a variation on Baddha Konasana. So you'll bring the soles of the feet together. And I'm turning to the side to show you. I want you to loop your hands underneath and then press your palms on the floor. And there's a little bit of a push-pull here. I want you to push the ground and feel your sacrum opening up. I have the block slightly in front of me, just giving a little bit of a push with my toes. This is just a little prep here. I want you to push again with your hands, almost as if you can feel that traction in your lower back happening. And then slowly start to rock forward. Open up your feet like the pages of a book. And then you'll take your hands out. Tadasana is bringing the block on top of your heels, and you can move back as much as possible to open up the lower back. Let your head be supported. Notice that you can still hear my voice clearly. There's space for an apple between my chin and my chest. And then close the eyes. Let the eyes roll back into their sockets. Relax your jaw. Let the release of the back body do what it's meant to. Very slowly take a deep breath to inhale. And on your exhale, keep your chin slightly tucked in, not blocked off. Round back and hold on to the tops of your shin bone. What I'd like you to focus on here now is opening up the shoulder blades. Come to sit back up, stacking your spine might feel a little bit longer. We're going to take today double pigeon. I like to open up my blanket just a little bit. And I like to come into this. Make sure your props are handy, your blankets, your pillows, because we're going to be here for some time. So coming to hands and knees, you're going to take your right leg, cross it over your left knee, going knee to knee. I will take my left leg and put it out to the side. So both of my legs are split. Right knee over the left knee, making sure that my pillows, my props are handy. Make sure that when you start to push back to find your seat, you're not sitting on your heels. So my right knee, and you can't really see me, I'm wearing all black today again. And the thing is with this is that we don't want the knee lifted up. So if that means if your knee's all the way up, this is no pose, and it's not even Ardha Matsyendrasana. You want to kind of, I'll do it again for you, just see. You're coming to hands and knees. Cross your right leg over your left knee. Left foot out to the side, right foot out to the side. So my heels are out of the way. You keep the knee to knee alignment. Once you start to feel the outer hips, block, pillow, bolster, whatever you need. Right? It's a very, very, very deep opener. You want to keep the knees together. So, for instance, even though I can sit comfortably on my blanket and my knees are close together, I'm going to sit on a block today because when I sit on a block in this posture, even though I have the facility to not use the prop, I feel this in a different area of my body. And once you arrive in your seat, once you find that place where you're no longer needing to fidget, no longer needing to adjust, shoulders over the hips. So if you're hinging too far forward, chances are you are too elevated. You need to make that adjustment. And maybe you open up take peace sign fingers, yogi toe lock. Wrap it around with big toes, thumbs touch. We've propped the body enough with the lower back and the side body to get very deep into this outer hip, greater trochanter area. We can still feel the effects of the full moon. We feel it 3 days before, we feel it on the full moon, we feel it afterwards, 3 days after. So still tapping into that auspicious energy of the full moon on such a lunar day, Monday, Moon Day, in a pose that is very much geared towards opening up the emotions, opening up the hips, and not in a way that is vulnerably irresponsible. It's shedding light to clear out what no longer needs to be there as we move forward into the light, as we move into higher dimensions, lighter versions of self. And just notice what might be popping up for you. What is the chatter? What is the vritti? What narratives are you writing for yourself? If you'd like to let go of yogic toe lock, you can, and you can bring your hands into padma mudra, thumb and pinky to touch, second, third, and ring finger open up, like a flower. Padma mudra, lotus mudra, symbol of something that blooms fully in the darkness, in the mud, in the dirt. As it rises through the murky waters, when it opens up, there's no mud, there's no residue, nothing is touching it. Sometimes we must go to these very deep, murky places, breathing into these postures. This is where we use the props. It is said that when Kundalini Shakti unfolds and arises, she opens up in the middle of the heart and sits right inside of the heart on a lotus. So they bring Padma Mudra right to the heart center. Just taking a few more moments here, you can float the hands, heart center, press your palms on top of your thighs, just feeling that grounding, that healing Sense of peace and grounding inside of you. It's not outside, it's always there. You always tap into it. And then very slowly, in your own time, start to lift your seat. Hinge forward. Remove the block if you need to, or leave it there, whatever props you have underneath. Slowly take that right leg out, coming back to table pose, and just wag your hips from side to side. And then we'll take the same thing on the opposite side. It's called bull seat or double pigeon. The left knee wraps over the front of the right knee. Let both of your feet flay out to the side. So not sitting on the heels, and then start to work your way back, sitting in between your heels. As you can see, yes, my facility allows for that option, but when I sit on a block or a prop, it allows a deeper opening on the outside of my IT band. So get to know your body. Getting to know our bodies means not rejecting what's there, right? Not shaming ourselves into wanting to look like someone else or whatever version we've shamed ourselves away from. Then once you arrive comfortably, it might take a few moments to settle in. You can take peace sign fingers, yogic toe lock, wrapping it around the big toes. Just feeling that grounding, thumbs closed over the big toes. And then come back to that central line of energy, Shamnanadi, that superhuman, subconscious gateway. Plug in. We get very upset if our electronics aren't charged or if we're low on battery. Rarely do we think about how low on battery our emotional, spiritual, physical body is. That's not separate. Fragmented human limited mind wants to compartmentalize mind, then body, then soul. True essence is all one. You have a mind moving inside of your body. What you tell yourself, you will create. Tell yourself, you will create it inside and out. Quantum physics reminds us we cannot enter matter without mind getting involved. Understand that, and you will understand the universal laws which are already at work inside of us. If this feels comfortable, you're welcome to stay here. You can start to shift forward, maybe back a little bit, seeing where there's a sweet spot that maybe needs your awareness, directed focus, and intention. Again, very minimal movement, right? So these grandiose movements, it's almost laughable. We've all been in class where we see these incredible yoga performers, right? But truly, the work is inside. Being able to stay with what comes, being able to move that energy. Being able to tap into the energies of each day and nature and how it governs. It's not outside of us, it's part of us. Most people actually don't want to work quite a lot in summer because they break a sweat. That is the time for us to produce. taking a moment to ground your energy and still feeling the spaciousness, this light that you created, this expansion in your body. I want you to take the arms out to the side. Take a deep breath to inhale. And then press the palms high to the ceiling. Interlace your fingers. Stretch the breath and come back to that central line of energy. Notice that you might feel 10 feet taller right now. And then exhale out through the mouth. Round your spine. Doesn't that feel up? Hands float on top of that left thigh. And then slowly come back to all fours, back to table pose, lifting yourself off, sliding your block out from underneath you. Maybe wag your tail side to side. We're going to end class today in a prone shavasana. If you'd like to cover yourself, make sure that your blanket, the one that is on my ground right now, make sure that you either have a second one. Then you'll set one block up to support your forehead, making sure that your nose is out of the way and that you can breathe. Again, always focusing on the breath. And then if you have two couch pillows like I do, you'll come to lay them so your entire torso is on them. I'm quite petite, so I'm going to keep mine double. If you need to lengthen two, or if you have two pillows that are bed pillows, you can go ahead and extend them. And then start to take your blanket. We'll roll the blanket into a little log, and this is to comfort the tops of the feet. So the tops of the feet, ankle bones, greatest range of proprioceptors here. And then very slowly start to let your body adjust. Chest is supported, torso supported, space for my throat, chin, and mouth, and I'll let my shoulders be heavy. It should feel quite luxurious once you get here. No rush at all. Once you arrive and feel comfortable, delicious, find that place where you're no longer moving or fidgeting, and then let the body rest completely. Back body is where the subconscious resides. And there's still some residue that might need to clear out. So just being gentle with yourself in this time. When we start to practice compassion and empathy, really, really practice it. It's not about anyone else. It's actually about giving and practicing that for ourselves so that we're not looking for it from others. All that means is that we're plugging back in to source, to the unbound. Because the unbound is pure loving creative energy. It's expansive. It's incomprehensible. So once we plug in and remember that we are part of this greater field that is pure light, pure love, pure genius, pure compassion, then we let go of needing to prove or validate through our actions. The actions inherently become a byproduct of us being. There's nothing to prove. You just show up. And by doing that, others automatically benefit and receive your empathy and compassion and your love. So scan your body now on the back side, scanning for any areas that might feel dark or not as bright, not as light. And if it feels foreign, that's okay. That's a place to start. A place to start is when we are not aware. Start there. Scan the backs of the feet, soles of the feet, the heels. Any place that's feeling like you can do with a little spring cleaning, a little brush, a little sweep. Use your breath, your saham. A loving, gentle sweep. Backs of the calves, backs of the knees. Scan the backs of the hamstrings. Notice what's there. Buttocks, hips, lower back. Scan your back body, your shoulders, arm bones. Scan the back of your neck, the shoulders, back of the head. Open up the mouth and exhale. Om Triambakaya Jamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanan Urukami Vardhanan Mrityor Mukshya Mamratat. Om Shanti 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 Om. Let that land. Take a deep breath to inhale and use your exhale to slowly make your way to child's pose. No rush at all. Let your head be heavy and slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time, letting your head arrive last. Into a comfortable seat. And then press your palms to the heart. Symbol of giving and receiving. So bowing down to that infinite intelligence that's always inside of you. Surrendering to the greater intelligence that is unconditional love, unconditional creativity, unconditional passion. Let that flood through every moment. Hari Om. Om Tat Sat. Namaste.